Hello and welcome to September Magic's YouTube channel. My name is Rashmi, and if you're visiting our channel for the very first time, a big warm hello to you all. This video is going to be my February setup for my bullet journal. The theme for the month is Valentine's Day, and I am posting my February setup first before my January setup because I was traveling and I could not post my January setup, and I did not want to delay my February because we're already in February. So I am going to upload my February bullet journal setup first and then my January bullet journal setup. So sorry about that, but my January can be your March, and for February the technique I'm using is doodling and cutting them out, giving my journal a scrapbooky kind of look. So if you are a person who does not own a lot of stickers or does not like buying stickers, I think this is going to be a perfect technique for you. If not, this could be a relaxing video with me chattering a lot in the background, so you can switch the sound off. But I've missed you guys a lot, so I have talked a lot in this video. I'm sorry about that. So I will head straight away to the setup for my month of February, and I will see you towards the end. So for my February bullet journal setup, all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw these cute little Valentine themed doodles, and I'm going to color them in with my brush pens and then cut them out and use them in my journal. Now this first part is not about the setup, it's about drawing the doodles. So if you want to skip it, I will put the timing in the description below from where the actual setup starts. But if you want to see how I did the doodles and follow along, you can watch it and hear me explain or try my best to explain how I do them, because I'm no expert at drawing, but I love drawing, and this way of drawing or coloring has worked for me over the years. So I'm going to just explain it, and if you guys like it, let me know, and if you want, I can do a separate video on doodles and step-by-step doodles maybe. Just let me know if you would like that. So all I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm making a cupcake, and for the cupcake all I did was I used a light pink color for the top of the cupcake and went over the edges of all the three sections that you see there with a darker shade of pink. If you don't have a darker shade, you can even use like the same color, but just over the edges so that they look a little bit darker than the central portion. And then do the same with all the colors that you're using in every section of every doodle. So basically just color in with a base color, which is the lighter shade of any color that you're using, and then go over the edges of each section of the doodle with a shade darker or the same shade. That way it gives more depth and your doodles don't look flat. And then gone over the entire doodle with a fine liner. I'm using a 08 micron fine liner, black one, and you could use any color you want. Just go over the outlines, add some details, and then add some white highlights. By highlights I don't mean anything special, they're just curved lines on parts of the doodle which you think would be more bumpier than the rest. I don't know if this makes sense, but if you think that where the frosting would be bulging a bit more than the rest of the cupcake, then that's the area where the light would strike and create a kind of glaze. So just add white highlights. If it does not make any sense to you, just put those white highlights on maybe one side of the doodle. That would just work fine, I guess. So I did the same thing for the watermelon, just to make it go with the whole theme of love and Valentine's Day. Instead of making teardrop shaped seeds, I'm just making hearts, and I've even done an envelope which is a rectangle with a little heart in the center and wonky looking wings. It's just an envelope of love with wings. It's flying, and I'm sending it to my loved ones. I am also drawing some chocolate covered strawberries. Of course, you need chocolate covered strawberries for Valentine's Day. So I made two of them because I thought I would need two of them, which I did. Good thinking on my part. So I made a red one and a pink one, and then added some brown to it. So it's again the same logic: light color first, which is going to be the base color. So light red, light pink, light green, light brown, and then go over the edges of each of those sections with a darker shade. That's it. That's all. It's simple, no rocket science, nothing complicated, very simple. So then I did two balloons with a heart, just a nice rounded teardrop with a little heart in it, a yellow balloon and a pink balloon, and same logic again. Just go in with the light color, and then after, even though I should have added the highlights first, I very boldly outlined it with my fine liner first, and then went in with my marker. But thanks to my Micron fine liner, it's not an ad, but it saved me. Otherwise, there are a lot of fine liners that bleed and they smudge. So this did not. So I think it turned out fine. And then I also did a pot with a plant and two hearts sticking out of it. I just thought it looked cute, so I needed somehow. The funny thing was, I just kept making all the doodles without thinking how many I would need on my pages, but somehow it just worked perfectly. I did not waste a single piece. I used all of them in my journal, and I could have added more, but I have the habit of going or overdoing things, so I tried to restrict myself to these. I had decided beforehand that I'll only draw doodles that fit in this A4 size paper. So, as far as the materials that I'm using, apart from the pens, is a simple A4 page. Now, the reason I'm using an A4 is because you can directly draw these things in your journal, but if you do that, you run into the risk of ghosting on the next page. That is, if you're using a journal with thinner pages. I use a journal which has 160 GSM paper, and there is no chance of bleeding. Still, I don't want to take that risk, and that's why I like it on a separate page, cutting it out and then sticking it. That way, it also gives it kind of some dimension. So that was another reason for doing this. Now I'm just after the cap with the little heart, all I did was draw some random heart shapes with some designs. Like the first one was like little white stitches, and then I just drew some other hearts with some swirls and lines, and that's it, like dots, polka dots. So you could use any design. These are just going to be fillers that I'll be using here and there wherever I think there is a white space or a gap or something like that. So these are going to be my lifesavers. They're going to help me or hide all the weird looking blank spaces. So this is just something that I'm going to keep as my backup. And about my brush pens, yes, I will be putting a link of the brush pens that I'm using in my description. Now these brush pens are nothing fancy, or I don't even know how to pronounce the brand name. but I found it on Amazon and I am so happy I bought them because they were not very expensive, but they are perfect because all these markers are numbered, so they have numbers on them. So and they also give you two swatch cards with those numbers. So when you're using a particular marker, just fill that swatch in against the number that you're using, and that way once you've used all the fine liners, I'm sorry, once you've used all the brush pens, you have a swatch card ready for your brush pens. So, or before you try a pen on paper, just try it in the swatch card. That way you're filling the swatches as well as you have a kind of a visual gallery of all the colors that you have. And once it's all filled in, you would never have to wonder what pen is of what color because you'll have the swatch card. So I think it's brilliant. The quality is really nice. The colors are really rich. Again, it's not an advertisement. It's just something that I found very, very useful. So if you would like to purchase something like that, oh, and did I tell you there are some 90 or 100 colors in them? So yes, they are beautiful colors. Some of them are so close to each other. They can be very helpful when you're shading some drawings where you need more depth. You can use multiple shades of the same color over or on top of each other just to create more depth. So that's it. As you can see, I have cut all my doodles out and now I'm ready for my bullet journal setup. Oh, this is my last cutting. Did you meet her? She's Amora. She is my love witch. This is a character I created recently for my stationery shop. She is also on my YouTube banner. She is with Rudy. Rudy is my brand ambassador sort of character. He comes everywhere. He has little hearts on his head now. He's celebrating Valentine's Day, and he is here to introduce my love witch. And in the middle of all this, I ran out of my glue, and so I'm using some liquid glue, which I've never done before. So I hope it doesn't come off. And I've stuck my little witch. I printed it out on A4 page and I cut it out and I just stuck it. I think she makes a cute little cover page, and she's my inspiration for this month's setup. Now I just draw a potato shape. I don't know what to call the shape. It's not a round, it's not an oval. I don't know what it is. It looks like a potato, but it's pink, and I don't know if that pink looks like pink though. And just wrote February, added an arrow on one side and a heart on the other. Now I am not great at hand lettering, so I just wrote February in cursive, and then darkened the downstrokes and kept the upward strokes light, just one stroke up and two strokes down. So and then I just added my little calendar below. I find the calendars really helpful. A lot of people don't, but I find them very helpful just to refer to the dates. It's really helpful. Now this spread is my my calendar spread, like my monthly calendar. Now usually what I do is I create a planner style calendar every month, but this time I wanted to do something different. I wanted to fit more things into it, so I created this dial calendar kind of layout. Now this one I again drew the same potato shape. I don't know why, but I've been drawing that way too much lately. But I did that with a little section for important dates and a little heart that's going to contain a note to self. This is a thing that I've been doing this year. This is a new thing that I've been doing because at the end of every month I want to write something for myself, something that would help me personally. And also I this dial calendar kind of layout has helped me add so many little elements around it because there's so much space around it. So even after putting all the weeks in there, I still have space for my goals, for my status log. Status log is basically just to keep track of how many subscribers or followers I've had every month, whether how fast or slow it's growing. And then I have a section for keys. Basically, I used to have a whole spread for habit tracker every month, but this time I'm only tracking 2 habits because I realized I'm not great at tracking all my habits regularly. But there were 2 habits that I tracked every month religiously, so I thought I should just stick with those. So one is my workout, and the other one is my posting routine on social media. So all I did was gave 2 colored dots for each of those habits. I put a red dot if I have worked out, and if I have not worked out, I put a pink dot. Similarly, if I've posted on social media, I put a brown dot and a green one if I've not. So this is just a simple new thing that I'm trying. It may or may not work. Let's see. I'll let you know in the next month whether the dial calendar worked for me. For the weekly setup, I am just going to stick the doodles that we cut out in the first part of the video, and I'm going to draw some pen drawings around it. So anything that corresponds with the doodle that we've made. So for example, for the watermelon, I'm going to draw some vines. For the other doodles, I will let you know what I'm drawing as I go. The bottom part of my spread is going to hold the days of the week, and the top part is going to hold the goals, my to-do list, and my meal plan. So basically the goals will be what I want to achieve, and to do would be how I'm going to achieve those goals. And then the meal plan, I don't plan my meals, but I like to have all my options ready so that I don't have to think way too much when I'm cooking. So I would just put down all the options that I think I would work for me that week, and that way it will save me some time. And then I'm just using some markers to add some color to the whole layout. And doing the same for the heading of each day. Now, even though I knew I had to write weekend, I wrote Saturday, and then I had to cover it up with my correction pen or correction tape. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. This is a layout. I think I saw it on Pinterest. I think this is something that was done by Shada Campbell. I think, oh, she's one of my favorite people. She does beautiful flower illustrations, and I'm obsessed with flowers. I have tried so hard to restrict myself from doing or drawing flowers because I wanted to try different things, because that's all I have been making, florals. So I tried to do different things, but somehow or the other the flowers do creep in every now and then. Yeah, I love her, and I think this is a layout that I saw in one of her videos or on Pinterest. I don't know, but I'll put a link to her channel in the description too if you want to see her. I know most of you may already know her, but she's just brilliant. So yep, so this is a very simple layout that I'm using for all the weeks of February, and I may use it again some month. So for the balloons, I'm using clouds as the background. Now I'm going back to my cover page because that I realized the cupcake I made was too big for any of the spreads, so I just stuck it in the cover page. Now this is another spread that I have been doing. I have done for my January spreads and for February now. This is Doodles of the Month. This is because I decided that in this new year I'm going to draw more, and with using a pen or a pencil I'm going to draw more, not on Procreate. So for that I'm creating one page dedicated just for doodles every month. I may do a flip through of all the months when, if I successfully finish and if I stick to this resolution. But that's it. My chocolate covered strawberries were look perfect on this page. And then I use my little pot with hearts sticking out for my week 3, and I really loved this one. I think I love this page of all the pages, and of course I also like the strawberries. Let me know if you have any questions, if you don't follow, if you think I'm rambling too much. I did not talk in any of my videos, so I was kind of missing talking to you guys. So maybe that's why I'm rambling so much, but I'm also trying to keep up with the pace of the video. I try to keep it short, even though this footage was like 2.5-3 hours long. I try to cut it short. I try to speed it up and turn it into like a 20-30 minute video so that you don't get bored. If you'd like a slower and a longer video, do let me know in the comments and I will work on that. I am using my little cap with the little heart and doing the same thing. I'm using these dotted lines to create the goals, because this dotted line helps the spread not look very chunky and boxy. If I draw like solid lines, it's going to block a lot of space and it's going to look very cramped. So these dotted lines kind of give it a breathing space, I think. That's what I think. And then doing the same thing all over again, and just using the same colors but alternating it every week. So in some places I use pink for the goals and yellow for the to do, and then reverse the whole thing for the next week. So it gives a kind of variation and still keeps it in the same color palette. I just added some snowflakes with hearts. Of course it has to be hearts. So snowflakes with hearts on them and some just little snow falling. Now I am done with my weekly spreads. I'm coming back to my cover page because I have these cute little hearts left and I want to use them. So I'm going to decorate the page, the front page, with little hearts. I didn't have to do that, but as I said, I tend to overdo things and somehow I don't regret it. So yes, so I just finished it off with some little hearts. That's it for the setup. Let's go and take a look at the final flip through. Hope you liked my bullet journal setup for the month of February. I, to be honest, loved it. I was a bit apprehensive about it initially because I thought it was going to look a bit cheesy and, very typical for Valentine's Day, but somehow I just loved it, and, I don't mind it looking a bit cheesy now, to be honest. So yeah, I really liked it. Hope you liked it too. And if you saw me sweating in the initial part of the video, it's because I am in the southern part of India, which is a bit hot and humid, and I'm here to meet my parents, and that's why I thought I will take you outside and shoot a little introduction video. And hope you liked that change. And if you've not been to the southern part of India, do visit. It's really beautiful. So I'm going to see you guys soon. Until then, happy journaling and have a good day. Bye bye.